Yeah, what is up? What is up, YouTube? Mr. King coming at you live from the studio. Okay, here is the bellwork questions for Tuesday. What is your favorite animal? What is your favorite food? These are both things you can do in the 20 Facts About Me presentation. What is an example of something that is abiotic? And then what is an example of a resource? To answer those questions, if you're not sure where to go to classwork right here, and then go to week 2, and then it is week 2 bellwork right there ready for you. You should have Monday complete, and now you should have Tuesday done. If now, please pause this video and answer the questions. Anyways, moving on. So today we didn't have time to make it to the model today, but we are going to be learning how to take Cornell notes about pollination. So we're just going to jump right into it. So could you go to the Cornell notes on the assignment? Go to week 2, day 2, almond model plus pollination, and then go to Cornell notes template. It should look something like this. What are you learning about today? We're going to be learning about where do almonds come from. Have your name and the date. And then as you remember, the teacher side will have what's on the screen, and then the picture, you can either get a picture of what's on this side or find an example. Okay, so first, pollination notes. Insects like bees and butterflies pollinate flowers. So how this works, basically the bee will be sucking nectar from the flower, and then it'll get pollen on its body. And then the next time it goes to a flower to get nectar, it'll be spreading that pollen. So then the plants will then mate, and then they'll produce a seed. A seed is basically like a plant offspring. It's a way for the plant to reproduce and have a baby. And then you'll have a new plant. Bada bing, bada boom. All because the bee spread pollen from one plant to another. And this pollination process also allows the plants to bloom and then release fruit. So then that's how we get almost half of our food is from this bee pollination process. Now, do you guys think, so first off, write this down on the teacher side. Bees pollinate flowers by spreading pollen from one flower. I always like to put in my own words, so it makes more sense to me. Bees pollinate flowers by spreading pollen from one flower to another, so they can make fruit and seeds. Okay. And then get a picture or an example. It'd be hard to get an example for this one. So I'm going to get a picture. I'm just going to say pollination. And then there's a picture I used in the slides right over here. But I really don't want you to use the same ones that I do, so I'm going to get a different photo. Copy image, and then put it right into the Cornell notes. The reason why I do this is because if you have a picture, it helps you like process the information more and remember it better. If there's a picture or something you can think about while you do it. Next, I want you to think, do you think bees just do this out of the kindness of their hearts? Are they trying to pollinate flowers just because it's good for the world? No, of course not. Bees are only in it for the nectar. So I'm going to show a video of that. So these bees will, like their sole mission in life is to get this nectar from plants. And while this happens, this bee is getting covered with pollen. And the nectar is essentially like bee food. So don't want you to write down. Try and put in your own words. Bees pollinate to get nectar from the plant, which is their food. To get a picture, you just do like bee getting nectar. That could be an example. And bam, like you can see like very closely that the bee is sucking up this nectar from the plant that they're going to be using to make honey. Next, you should know that bee pollination is super important, not only to us, but our whole state and the world. Almost nearly $20 billion of our economy has to do with crops that bees pollinate. And 35% of the food that we eat comes from bees. And then mostly almonds rely on bees, especially. We use 1.8 million bee colonies a year to produce these nuts. Stay tuned for the second part of the video.